Hey folks, I just want to remind you to check out my eBay store at SeemsGoodMagic.com for some playsets and singles. I also want to remind you to check out live stream times, Tuesdays and Thursdays at 7 p.m. Central Time. And also follow us on Twitter at SeemsGoodMagic. Thanks, and enjoy the video. Hey everybody, Alex from SeemsGoodMagic.com here for another Swiss Theros draft. We've got Heliod, so I'm pretty sure we're taking that. Little god creature. Pretty good one. Spits out 2/1 white clerics and gives all your guys vigilance. And 5/6 indestructible if you have the devotion. So pretty awesome card. What else in here is good? I really like this time to feed a lot. That card has been... I haven't gotten a chance to play it, but I can tell you it's been devastating against me. Breaching Hippocamp is good. Harpy's fine, not amazing. Betrayal, fine sideboard. Favorite Hoplite, quite good. Sedge Scorpion actually seems pretty good in this set. Nothing else seems amazing in here, so taking a god. Alright, follow. What does this thing do? Oh, weirdo. Alright, follow-up pick. I like the Goliath. How good is Burnished Heart? I am kind of curious about this. It gives you a double ramp, which I do think is really good. And it lets you play up to 3 color? I'm intrigued by Burnished Heart. I kind of want to try it out. Volpine Goliath, good. Nessian Asp, good. Baleful Eidolon, perfectly playable. Dragon Mantle, people have been telling me this is pretty impressive. I don't know yet. Aqueous Form, I've lost to that. Voyage's End, obviously good. Coordinated Assault, also a very good trick for Heroic, which is definitely in white. Yeah, and red. I'm going to take this Burnished Heart. Might seem strange, but I want to give this card a try. I feel like that's really good. Double ramp in multicolor. I like it. Alright, we've got removal in Divine Verdict here. Also have Read the Bones, which is quite good. An Ordeal card. Kind of tempted to take the Divine Verdict since it's pretty hard removal. So, what are we taking here? I guess we'll take the Verdict. I do like this Sentry, though. He's quite good. Yeah, I do. I actually like quite a few cards in here. But we're going to take the Verdict just because it's removal. That's on color with our god, so I think that's acceptable. Alright. Got Last Breath, which seems kind of weak. But I don't know. We also have Battlewise Valor, Minotaur Skullcleaver, Griptide. I do like Griptide quite a bit. Scholar. I feel like this could be playable in some sort of black-white mashup. I like this Disciple too. He's cool. What shall be the pick here? I mean, I guess red-white heroic is quite good. So I could take the Skullcleaver, who's just an aggressive attacker. But I usually like to be in mid-range. Perhaps we'll try out this Scholar, see if I like him. Seems like a decent blocker at the very least. Okay, so now we have Philosopher. Benthic Giant seems like a pretty good card. Arena Athlete for something aggressive. Vaporkin Flies. Could try out this Benthic Giant. I've got high expectations and hopes of him. Not super impressed with Philosopher. Unless I play against something super aggressive and need it. But, let's see. I'm going to take the giant. Alright. Now what? We're just getting red still, or black? Not sure exactly what people are telling us right now. I'm trying to figure that out. Can take the Crusader, he's fine. Can take the Disciple, who I think is actually pretty good. Can take this Spear Point Oread. No blue picks in here. No relevant white picks. Let's take the Disciple. There's quite a few green-white cards. I think Disciple's actually good. Okay, well, for aggressive decks, the Snarecaster, I still don't think we're aggressive, though. Staunch-Hearted Warrior's cool. I like this Warden a lot, though. This is actually somehow a really relevant card in this format. It reads terribly. It looks terrible. I mean, we're used to cards like Gideon's Lawkeeper, which is literally a 1-drop that has a better ability than this. But somehow this card is playable in this format. What's this ordeal do again? Oh, it just ramps. It seems a little less relevant, because you have to attack with it 3 times before you can ramp. This, at least, you just ramp right away. Let's take the Warden. Okay, well, we can take the Evangel. That seems like something to build into. Plus, it gives you double devotion for the Heliod, so not too shabby. Actually, I like this Wave Crash Triton a lot, too. I feel like that's really relevant. Good blocker. Locks down dudes. But do I want to go into blue? Do I want to go into green? I don't know. Let's take the Evangel. Kind of feeling this card right now. I want to see if it's any good. Feel like it could be decent. Centaurs chosen by Heliod. I think we want the Chosen. It's a combat. Oh, it's not a combat trick. Okay. Well, I mean, it's a cantrip. So it's got that going for it. And it gives you devotion. So I guess that is decent. Alright. Couple relevant red cards wheeled. Got an Aqueous form, which I feel like is really good with Benthic Giant. Potentially with other stuff. Let's try it. Let's take the Aqueous form. Maybe some sort of blue-white mashup. If we do that, then Coastline Chimera looks a little bit better too. This Century of the Underworld seems pretty good, though. Could take this. I think it's better than the Chimera. Potentially play it. I don't really know. We're in figure out how good cards are mode right now, so let's take this Last Breath for sideboard. I think. And Guardian in case we need him. Why not? Probably not main decking him. Whatever. Okay. So probably blue-white, possibly Esper. We've got the Burnished Heart, which makes splashing a little bit easier. I've heard this Nemesis of Mortals is one of the better cards in the format, and I kind of believe it. Crow and Horse, certainly cool. Another way to spit out soldiers for us. I feel like that's useful. Buys us some time. Let's take the Nemesis of Mortals, perhaps. Gets cheaper. Works well with Disciple. Another Vulpine Goliath, Voyaging Satyr as well. Little Ramper. I don't know. It's kind of a tough choice. I feel like this guy's a good finisher, though. Let's try this badass out. I feel like he's good. I feel like he's really good. Just gets cheaper. He's already fairly efficient. Good with the Aqueous form, I'm sure. Otherwise, a Crow and Horse is fine. But I'm going to take this Nemesis. Got high expectations and hopes of him. Alright, Curse of the Swine, pretty cool. But Jeez. We could take the Sedge Scorpion. I guess not the most exciting second pick, but I feel like it's pretty good. This deck wants to buy time. I feel like that's going to help. Curse of the Swine's cool. It is good, but I don't know how realistic it is. Let's take the Scorpion. We're just looking for fatties. Alright, we can take another Nilia's Disciple. Insatiable Harpy is good, but I'm okay without it. Voyaging Satyr gets us some ramp, which I do like. I feel like this Disciple is pretty decent, though. If you can get more green devotion. I guess we don't have a ton right now. This ramps us, so that does feel really good. I guess we do need more. I mean, aggro is definitely a thing in this format, and I feel like Disciple really helps stave that off. Let's take the Disciple. I feel like this card definitely only gets better in multiples. Okay. Now we can take. Jeez. Bunch of red spells. Cavalry Pegasus is a human, but these guys are not. This guy's human, I guess, but not a good attacker. Pegasus really isn't doing it for me that much, but I mean, it is a flyer. Guess we can take the Hunt the Hunter for the sideboard. Seems pretty early to get a sideboard card, but it's probably okay. Alright. Got a Vulpine Goliath here. So an Omen Speaker. Let's just get another fatty, I think. We're trying to be a little mid-rangey, so it could help. Cetessan Battle Priest. I feel like that could be useful. Third Disciple. Let's go deep on Disciples. See if we can find some early green creatures. Like Satyr Hedonist. Good black cards in here. Unknown Shores. Let's take the Hedonist. He's a 2-power, 2-drop at worst. Let's cut Benthic Giant. Let's cut Aqueous Form. Let's cut Sentry. Probably cut Scholar. Maybe this will be one of those 18 land decks. I don't know. I guess if we do 18 lands, we likely could go into 3-color. Let's take the second Goliath, though. Just Goliaths for days, huh? Alright, let's go greedy. I like greed. So we have all the 6-drops we need. Let's find. I mean, Burnished Heart is in fact a ramp spell, so if we can find just a couple more ramp, we should be pretty solid. I feel like this could be good against us. Definitely a top-heavy deck. Of that I have no doubt, but people have been talking about these 18 land builds or whatever, so why not? Let's experiment a little bit here. That's pretty good. Lost to that, sadly. Yeah, I admit, we got to lower the curve a little bit, but we've got a whole pack to do it. So let's see if we can't find some more ramp. Oh, Temple of Mystery, you say. Otherwise, time to feed. Is Temple of Mystery worth anything? Or this is Swiss draft after all. Temple of Mystery 0.8? That's what you're buying it for? It's pretty bad. What else we got? Anybody? No, it's not worth anything, huh? Alright. Well, I guess not picking that. Although we do have some relevant blue cards. I could try this time to feed out. I feel like that's pretty solid. We don't have a ton of good guys for it early, I admit. But we have time to pick them up this pack, and I do want to try this card out. Phalanx Leader is not that great in this deck, so... Traveling Philosopher is looking a lot more playable, but we'll probably wheel it. Let's take the time to feed. Alright, well, we don't need any more Evangels. We could take the Wingsteed Rider. I think that's just going to be the pick. Otherwise, a second time to feed. Time to feed's looking hard to play in here, only because don't have a lot of early creatures. So let's take the Wingsteed Rider and maybe we table the Bronze Sable, just in case we want a couple more early things to do. Decorated Griffin, okay. I think we probably want the Chronicler. It's a pretty efficient dude. Feels pretty good. Alright, here we go. There's some good stuff. Little Leaf Crown Dryad. That guy helps. Play him early, play him late. Prowler's Helmet would be good, but like I said, we want to lower the curve, so this is kind of exactly what we're looking for. Although this guy's good too. This bestows cheaper though, and it stops flyers, which looks like a good benefit us. And we've got Nili's Disciple, so I think it just makes a little more sense. Stephenson Griffin. Looks like it actually gets value in this deck. We don't have any 5-drops. I could see that. Otherwise, Nessian Asp is a pretty awesome blocker. I mean, he's a 5-mana 4/5 reach. We don't have much. I think we're in the market for better blockers than attackers. So let's skip on the Griffin, even though it's good in here, and just take the Asp. Pretty sure we're still likely a 18 land deck. Which I'm surprised to hear myself saying, but I think in this case that might actually be the case. Let's take a second Divine Verdict. Just get a wee bit more removal. Well, Divine Verdict for days. Horizon Chimera is awesome. I don't think we need quad Vulpine Goliath. Oh boy, let's take the third Divine Verdict. This deck's pretty nutty, huh? Let's cut the Chosen by Heliod. Let's cut the Commune with Gods. Let's probably cut the Fleet Feather Sandals. Almost impossible to turn on Heliod in here, so we can probably cut the Evangel. This card's awesome. So I'm going to take the Hopeful over the Vanquish. This is a tide turner for sure. Otherwise, Stephenson Battle Priest is fine, but let's get the Lifelinker. Definitely. Okay, let's cut the Evangel. I don't think he's happening in here. I don't think Heliod's turned on, but that's actually not that big of a deal. Even if he's just a pseudo enchantment, that indestructible enchantment that makes us clerics, I think we're fine. Scholar's looking pretty weak in here, so we could perhaps cut that if we find something to replace it with. Does Last Breath look terrible in here? I'm not exactly sure how good and bad that card is. I mean, we were looking for earlier creatures, so I guess I can justify taking the Traveling Philosopher here. I do like Savage Surge a lot, though. But let's replace the Scholar with a Philosopher. Comes down a turn earlier and it's got another power. Doesn't block as well, but can trade with some stuff. Alright, convince myself. Ray of Dissolution I actually like quite a bit. This is definitely a main deckable spell in this format with all these mashup enchantment spells. Yeah, we can take the Griffin here. I guess we could take another 2-drop creature, which isn't bad. How good are you? He's okay. He's a lot better if I have a lot more mana. He's not that great. I mean, Snarecaster's not that great for our deck either, honestly. I feel like because our curve's so high already, I'm just going to take the Snarecaster in case we play the Omega aggro deck. So we have some cuts to make. Where are we making them? Let's see. Probably the Last Breath main deck does not need to be there. And then one more cut. Perhaps the Ray of Dissolution. We'll bring it in if they have... This is awesome. Tabled it, huh? I feel like we could play this totally with all these fatties. But probably not even necessary. Alright, we can take another Last Breath. Okay. Alright, well, we've got ourselves a solid looking little mid-rangey sort of deck. Are we 18 lands? That is the question. And of that, I'm not sure. I mean, we do have 4 6-drops, which is quite a bit. But it's not out of the realm of reason. I think we're actually okay playing 17, only because we actually ended up with quite a few early drop creatures, so we don't need to... We don't have any card advantage, which kind of makes 18 lands seem a lot less attractive of an idea. Oops, not that one. No, I don't think we want you. This is 21. Still want the Burnished Heart. That'll get us to our 6 drops. And we always have Guardians. We have like stuff we can sideboard into as well. I don't think we have to do 17. Or 18 lands, excuse me. Okay, so we have 2 Lost Breaths, Ray of Dissolution for sideboard, as well as Guardians and Hunt the Hunter. So decent sideboard options here. And how's the main deck look? Well, we have 19 creatures, which is quite a bit. Got some decent stall elements. Pretty decent removal. This looks satisfactory. I'm not like blown away by it, but it actually seems fine. We only have 1 ramp spell. Like I said, we have quite a bit of early stuff to do, which is good, and we have a decent amount of stall. I mean, I guess 18 lands is a little more justifiable because we have the Heliod, but I really hate getting flooded. What would be the last cut? I think that's the real question here. Would we cut maybe the Hedonist to bring in the 18th land? Could I justify that? Guess I could. Alright, yeah, I guess I can play 18 lands here. It's not like... I'm not really happy about it, but I think it's actually fine. No, I don't want to do... I don't think I want to do... Well, I guess they do make a good point. The problem is Heliod's ability takes 2 white to use. I definitely need 2 green. Can we do 10-8 or... I mean, I need white too. But I do see what they're saying. I mostly need double green. Let's try 10-8. Okay, overall, this deck looks fine. It's a crazy 18 lander. I really don't like doing 18 lands for the most part, but I think in this case it's probably justified. We do have enough early elements where I'm not like terribly worried about dying immediately. And we have some good stuff to gain some life back, which is always nice. Decent, like I said, good removal, good in-game plan. So as long as we can get to the end game, we should be okay. All right, I guess I'll try it like this. I'll see you round 1.